What's good, YouTube, and welcome to the house. I've done several takes on this market watch, and I get super excited talking about this release Dimension Force because it's breaking history. So many buyouts out of pre-sale, so much hype going on, reasons why I was wrong, reasons why I was right, and then I have like 2 market watches worth of information to shove into one, so bear with me if I stumble over myself. I'm doing this take no matter how it goes, and we're going to start with all these double up, triple up, quad ups that are happening in prices within Dimension Force. Why was this set so underestimated? I called Regulus bloated at 60 versus pre-sales that were happening at 38, 40, and I'm hearing a lot less of, oh, pre-sales are a scam, so much more so that it's like, dang, I should have gone with my gut, and I should have gotten that engine early. Why is this taking off so hard? A couple results at regionals, is that it? Well, I think it's twofold when it comes to player brain. The biggest underestimation from my side, though, was Power of the Elements is looming over the set. Splight is coming, and that's all the way over in August when you have the national season July 16th to 17th. It's not gonna make it in time if even delays allowed it to, or whatever's going to happen with the set. So this is what we're working with, and then Therion's is really proving itself in the opening weekend, and the names of big hands getting exposure, and the plant engine, I did tell you I thought that was the most underestimated. Berea went from 12 to 15 bucks, all the way up to 40, one of the greatest percentages of profits, except you have Therion Die Coliseum going from 5 bucks to 18 bucks, Regulus on its pre-sales 40 all the way up to 80, it even hit 90 yesterday. No Punk, dear note, was just a couple of bucks. You see what I did there? And now she is worth around $10, very integral to the Punk engine. And then Libromancer Fire, people saw a fun OTK deck in action doing better than they thought, and it is now around $9 versus the $5 that it was just a couple days ago. So when it comes to Dimension Force, I think the first underestimation was, oh, Power of the Elements is so much better, and I'm hearing a lot of vendors didn't order a ton of this, so a lot of those singles that are usually out there might not be in the same kind of droves that they usually are. Also, looking through the set, my second mistake was thinking cards like this, mainly Droll and Lockbird though, would really hurt Therion's on another level than Despia, because whenever I Droll a Despia player, they always seem to continue to combo, go crazy places, even though it does limit their lines, they continue. But you see Mistaken Arrest here doubling in price, and you better win those dice rolls. You also have Droll and Lockbirds, the ultis continue to go up in price to crazy levels, but the others are available, so you might want to get those sooner than later using that TCG player link in the description down below, costing you nothing extra to support the channel directly for the cards you'd already be buying, because they're very out there right now. But the thing is, first off, you better have, like, you gotta draw it, right? That's the problem with a card like this. And second off, you have to not get countered. You have to not have that Call by the Grave get on you in a tournament that's that many rounds and you're not drawing that as your 6th card, right? Like, you also have to not get Crossout Designator now. A lot of the winners are playing Crossout Designator. So when it comes down to this set, a lot of people are surprised where cards are hitting. Beyond the Pendulum staying at 20, a lot of people are like, I thought it would be so much cheaper. I told you I thought it was pretty good at 18 on pre-sales, and I was very happy to see that price earlier. Also, a lot of confusion among the duelists coming from Master Duel. Why is there an Ultra Visa Starfrost? So they have something called Sneak Peek promos, and these are at every single locals, but they're a lot less than they used to be. Used to, a sneak peek promo would be given out with every single kit, and there would be a ton more of them. Now I think it's like 3 per locals or something, making this much rare, and it looks very different. Like, look how light the secret rare looks compared to this. Some people like that darker look, and it's also rare, so the lower rarity actually ends up being worth more consistently in these sets. But yeah, that's kind of what's happening here, and a lot of buyouts happening around the set as well. Aroma Seraphie Jasmine, this is a penny stock forever ago on my watches, even up to $4 to $5. I was telling you that I liked it. It's out of dual power. Now it is a $10 plus card and is very good for generic plant good stuff, right? Then you have Rose Whip. I think this was in Slim's thumbnail when he featured the deck topping, and Nateria Rose Whip does have, luckily, a recent printing from Hidden Arsenal Chapter 1, but that's low on quantities, and there goes its DT common, which is hard to pull out of the set, and the DT for it also. This isn't a new buyout. This has happened several times in Yu-Gi-Oh! History, but it is relatively new being around Therions as a buyout. This is going crazy in price. You have, remember to search Sun Vine along with Sun Avalon. Thrasher starting to spike in price pretty fast as well. It's around $5 joining Dryas. And then you have Rose Bell of Revelation, not up in price, but a dual Overload Ultra as well. And then a common out of Legendary Duel Season 2. Neither have extremely high quantities, around 40 and then 60 respectively, but the Ultra is hard spiking in price now as people find it another way to end up searching through your deck for certain cards like Borea, right? She's at that magical 2400 attack that you need whenever activating this card to add it from your deck to the hand. So another way to get to your Therion. Also going through the Therion buyouts, Platinum Gadget from Dual Power is up in price, 11 listings left. People are finding themselves play it, it's spiking really hard, and now the lowest listing period's around $6 and it quickly goes to 10. You also have Gear Gigant X. Are people actually playing this, or is it for past formats? Let me know. I could imagine it getting played in ABC. Actually, it got so commonly played, and now you can link off the Gear Gigant X. Probably is seeing play in the ABC version. I needed to check some deck lists. But looking through here, the first editions are now back up towards 30, and they quickly disappear. So if you've been holding off for past formats, you might want to get yours kind of soon, or get ready to wait a very long time maybe. Ready Fusion is spiking. I'm not sure what deck this is for. My Discord was saying it's speculation on something. I'm not sure if it's seeing top cut lists. Again, I need to sit down and go through the entire weekend of what happened other than just a few lists. But yeah, Ready Fusion also seeing a bit of a spike back to $21 blackjack. Zombie good stuff is getting bought out. I was shocked because somebody brought up Plague Spreader. We were talking about misprints in the stream. I mentioned I had a couple blue ulti Plague Spreaders, so there's misprints that are common on these. Blue ink, and then also the sickly green ink on this card. But yeah, the first editions are gone. The unlims are still there, around 60 though, but the first edition, not a single near mint of this card left on the market. Also to note, the Duelist Saga version is getting bought out here, and the lowest listing is 14 if you have those. So much so that it's above the Ultra Unlim. Kind of crazy there. Duelist Saga, divisive rarity, but more people seem to like it than don't, and it gets a lot of buyouts. Gozuki, also from Duelist Saga, is around $12, $13, $14 lowest listings, and the structure deck copies, even the commons, are gone and bought out to this point. And the OTS Pack 6 common is getting bought out and gone. So crazy prices on Gozuki. If you have these, might be a pretty good time to sell them. I don't see the zombie takeover necessarily happening, but it does seem like a rogue deck that is seeing a ton of interest. Speaking of hand traps, Infinite Impermanence Ultimate Rares are back up in price. You can see where the huge dip happened, like and then it comes back up. It's really solidified itself back around 230 plus right now, and is seeing more play into the formats. I really do like how the EU version of that looks more though. Ghost from the Past 2, the sealed is crashing to a good degree, and I've got to say, for the US print, I have never seen such bad quality control. This is coming from someone who has now opened 5 of these on stream. They rattle around, and there's no like seal, and we pulled a dark arm that has like tire tracks on the back. So that's what's really deflating, is even with the sealed and the hype of the set, like on the top end and the chase cards, and what a good job on reprint picks they did. This was so vastly open, and then the quality control on the top end is just so sad and terrible. It's really just hurting this product. I would say you're pretty lucky if you went for the EU version of this for long term, because it's nice, it's secured, it's got the windows, it looks better, and that just happens sometimes where the EU product has a better inside or outside of the set, and in this case, it's both, but it has its own quality control issues too, of course. TG Wonder Magician Ultimate Rares have been bought out. Jeff Jones brought this up a while ago. I've already brought it up once during the ban list that, yeah, Jeff was on this. Hey, you might want to be looking at it. It did get a buyout, and people are talking about it for Scythe Lock. If you don't know how that works, Halka is able to bring this out. It ends up popping something, and you continue up combo lines with TG Wonder Magician herself. Dengirsu is getting a couple of price spikes over time. This has been pretty consistent, but when it comes to this, it is seeing more play especially in the OCG. So basically you go then Gearshu, and then you go into your Pain Gainer, which it only has 11 listings on market at this point, and then 77 also got bought out. And the reason for this is you're stacking extra Zeus material. So these giant impressive spiders, while also an option to be able to punch and hit and OTK, are also doubling as Zeus materials after doing a little field clearing with Ding. Bond between teacher and student dual power having a lot of price spikes over time. It has gone up over a bit of time. Battle of Chaos gave Dark Magician buyouts, but this one has really stuck, where you can see it got a huge buyout on Magician of Chaos, but then it came back down after Battle of Chaos, where this is stuck a little more for its usefulness. Again, do keep in mind relevance of why these spiked, then why they stay stable. It's because the quantities aren't the most. It's unique Dark Magician support that is actually decent, and that's why they've stuck up after the buyouts for a good degree. Finally, I had an interesting question on the stream. John, should I sell my ulti Fusion Destinies? Well, I'm not a financial advisor channel. I don't know your bankroll opportunity cost or where you might be going with these cards. I think that Fusion Destiny is interesting because it's starting to peel back up just a little, but plenty of listings around the $65, $66 mark. With Fusion Destiny, it's high rarity hero good stuff. And how often does that defy gravity? Also, you have so many other hero buyouts right now, and a lot of people enjoying its cheaper price, especially after seeing not only it to 2, and if it peeled back to 3 for hero decks, you could see people grabbing at it. So you have banless speculation on one side. You also have a future with DPE maybe being played as an engine if you get that third, rather than 2 Fusion Destiny and 2 bricks. Although that can be alleviated right now, player brain, with the Predaplant engine being able to search Fusion Destiny and put 2 cards on board in certain decks like Phantom Knights. I feel like, though, specifically with Fusion Destiny, I think opportunity cost versus baneless speculation versus everything that could come out there. I let my Texas accent slip there a bit. I think with this card, I personally would be selling, because if you hold long term, there's opportunity cost. What has to go right and how long are you holding versus getting that $60 back and being able to put it into something else and then actively making it work for you. If you have boatloads of cash and you want to gamble, roll the dice, this is a pretty good card long term, I suppose. But again, holding for a very long time versus being able to like put that 60, turn it into 75, 75 into 90, and continuously flip it through your trade binder rather than sitting on something in cold storage. So keep those kind of things in mind whenever you are working with your cards. How long will something sit there and maybe not go anywhere but down a little versus could it really go this way? But again, we're talking high-end hero stuff, which historically does do very good long-term, and we'll see how that ends up going. Thanks for watching today's Market Watch. What did you think of all the crazy Dimension Force stuff just moving around and going all over the place? It has been like nothing we've seen, like, pretty much ever when it comes to pre-sales versus a week one, and I warned that our market has shifted that way over time, but it's got to be the national season, in my opinion, along with the overperformance versus people's expectations of Therion's on week one. Are you going to be playing it at nationals? Let me know. Are you on this deck? Did you do pre-sales? Are you feeling good? Or are you like, man, yeah, I'm overpaying for this deck if you're going in? Or are you just staying away because of the prices now? Thanks for watching today's Market Watch. Please subscribe if you haven't already. Give this video a thumbs up if you enjoyed the conversation. And probably a Market Watch again tomorrow with how much is happening and stirring up from the weekend.